Be careful here.
See that wire? Stay underneath it, okay? Just keep your head low and you'll be fine.
Oh, be quiet now, be quiet. What the f... Ludonarrative dissonance is when the gameplay and the story don't complement each other. This can result in confusion or unintentionally break immersion. For example, when a pre-rendered cutscene and the gameplay don't quite work together. Cutscenes are beautiful. Back when they were pre-rendered, it allowed for spectacular visuals. They can also shatter your suspension of disbelief, like in Final Fantasy VIII. At the end of Disc 1, Squall is impaled by icy spikes and, presumably, he's in a lot of pain. He dead. Next we see him, he is fine, and nothing explains his lack of wounds. It's even more baffling when later he fights Idea again and can easily withstand her ice attacks. Things can also differ between how you play and how your character acts in a cutscene. Say that you're playing Devil May Cry, for instance, and you suck. Horribly. A simple spider kills you when you play, yet in the meantime, cutscene Dante does this. Apart from cutscenes, the narrative and the gameplay can still be jarringly opposed. In-game, you can have ungodly powers and act without any consequences, unless the story says you can't. Infamously, Final Fantasy VII has Aerith die by Sephiroth's sword, even though the characters in-game can be revived by using a Phoenix Down. Even during gameplay, the narrative can get in the way. Take this moment, for instance, from Resident Evil 5. For a long time, it's silent, and you haven't fought off enemies in a while. Then the game, in a painfully obvious manner, reminds us that the normal-looking Africans are zombies.
They're all infected.
How could someone do this?
Yes! Obviously infected! I'm not racist! In Little Big Planet 2, you are Twinsen, the hero of Twinsun. How creative! Twinsen must save the children from a terrible evil, yet you can also do this. He's not the hero we deserve. Or need. Really. Other examples are Sonic the Hedgehog, who is the fastest thing alive, being outrun by Dr. Robotnik.
Nobody calls me that anymore.
Being outrun by Dr. Eggman, then. Or how about Final Fantasy X, where the main character is a famous blitzball player, by far the best in the narrative. Yet he gets to fight with a sword. What a hero. The world is saved.
I hope you know how to use it.
There are so many other things that can create a dissonance between the narrative and the gameplay. Side quests, for example, can distract from the protagonist's role. You're a prince in Final Fantasy XV, yet you must do farming side quests? You, the heir to the throne? Oh, and please ignore your sworn mission to defeat Ganon, Link. Instead, help collecting my chickens. What's that? You're the Dragonborn who slayed dragons, vampires and werewolves? Let's play tag with children!
Hey, wanna play tag?
However, there are occasions where ludonarrative dissonance can work in the game's favor. In his paper, Frédéric Sérafim defends ludonarrative dissonance as an enhancement because of the disconnection.
Well, we could use that ladder.
He mentions that in The Last of Us, you can consistently rely on a prompt to call Ellie, to have her climb on your shoulders and advance through the game.
Here we go. Ellie?
However, at one particular moment, she will not come, breaking the expected prompt in gameplay.
Ellie?
What?
The ladder. Come on.
Attention goes to
Yeah,
the narrative. Ellie won't help
Just
because she is
seem extra
emotionally
quiet
hurt,
today.
and you must talk to her first.
Sorry.
No, it's not. It's fine.
Tim Rogers, in his review of Final Fantasy VI, mentions the moment where Cyan, a noble swordsman, stands at the edge of a station after a train ferried his family to the afterlife. We control another character, Sabin, but there's no exit and there's no music. We cannot talk to Cyan or even open the menu screen until finally the screen slowly fades to black. Our lack of control as the player forces a moment of reflection based on the narrative. The game wants us to feel uneasy, to drive home that we cannot help Cyan and cannot escape the despair by quitting to the menu. So there we are. Ludonarrative Dissonance can either break immersion or enhance it if implemented creatively. We can only hope that there will be more of the latter. For now, I say thank you, and remember, mind your language. Frederick Serafim defends ludonarrative dissonance as an enhancement because of the disconnection. In one go. In one go.